All right, we're getting a big India Today exclusive. Captain Amrinder Singh is speaking exclusively to India Today. Let's listen to what he has to say.
And we had straight away, when these laws had passed, we had rejected them. I had called an all-party meeting, I called a Kisan meeting, I had called a Vidhan Sabha specially for this session, and we rejected them and we passed our own 3 laws. And it was unanimously passed by the House. And we should have brought those new laws into effect. But the governor sat on the file, he didn't send it to Delhi.
But now it appears that you've got some kind of a deal with Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah. Because you seem to be suggesting from what you've said, Mahagathbandhan with the BJP. Have you already discussed, negotiated with the BJP?
No. I can tell you this much, that as far as the BJP, I have been saying it publicly, that if we can get together, if this issue is resolved, then we can always have seat adjustments with the BJP. We can have also seat adjustments with the Akali Dal. I haven't talked to Mr. Dhinsa yet, but I'm saying this openly. Dhinsa is the leader of the Akali faction. I haven't discussed with him. But my point is that here is 2 groups which we can work with towards bringing about some sort of a stability in the state, which is required with the way the security anti-national activities carrying on the borders, etc. And also for the development of Punjab. I mean, I had targeted myself to put 100,000 crores of money into the state, into the industrial part of the state before our government went, and we've already done that.
But Captain Amrinder Singh, there will be those listening to you who will think that Captain Amrinder Singh has suddenly turned soft on the BJP, a party which was in the opposition in Punjab with the Akalis not too long ago, a party which the Congress is opposing at the centre. You seem to have struck some kind of a deal, or you have no options, so you're going along with Prime Minister Modi and Amit.
Look, I have met the Home Minister and the National Security Advisor in the last 10 days. What did I meet them for? Home Minister for farm laws, to say that this must be resolved. The National Security Advisor to tell them that there's too much activity on the borders. I have been Home Minister of the state for 9.5 years, don't forget. All the intelligence work and all this police work was with me. When I was Chief Minister, I was Home Minister. Now I'm Chief Minister, I was Home Minister. So 9.5 years of my existence have been looking at Pakistan and its development. So we want a secure government. And I feel that a secure government can come with us, with the BJP as allies, and also the breakaway Akali factions.
You know, your former Congress colleagues listening to you will say, here is Captain Amrinder Singh supping with who they believe is the devil. They believe the BJP is a communal force. They believe the BJP is the principal opponent all these years, including when you were in the Congress. And today you are willing to tie up with them, saying that a tie-up will lead to stability.
You can call anybody anything. That is already all right for them to say, all right, BJP has been an opponent of the Congress. In Punjab, there is no difference between the Muslim, the Christian, the Sikh, the Hindu, or anybody. We are a very cohesive society. We live together. We are very friendly with each other, and so we don't have it in Punjab. So to say that it's a communal force in Punjab, it's not a communal force in Punjab. This is not the way it's looked at. Maybe all over the country people look at it differently, and maybe the Congress party looks at it differently, but I don't.
Because it will be seen as opportunism by some, that you are having been pushed to the wall by the Congress and a bitter partying and this sacking, as you're calling it. You're left with few options. You can't go to the Akalis. You can't go with the Aam Aadmi Party, so you've turned to the BJP. BJP gives you a sense of personal security in a way. Have you struck, I repeat, a deal?
I said no. I've told you no. I have not met them. I have not discussed this issue.
You've not discussed a Mahagathbandhan?
Not at all. Today, the General Secretary of the party has just announced that we've seen this statement of Captain Amrinder Singh, and we would be happy to have an understanding with him. I haven't asked him. I don't even know who he is.
I'll tell you what the buzz is, that you have struck a deal. You're going to become either the next agriculture minister, you wanted defense ministry, but you've already struck some kind of a compromise, a deal with the BJP.
You know, I have twice been MP, and both times I have resigned from that MPship, whatever the reasons are. My heart is in Punjab, and that is the way it will be. So whether they offer me defense ministry or agriculture ministry or ministry of steel and furnishings and whatever you may call it, I'm going to go to Punjab. That is sum total of it.
You're not coming to the center.
No, I've never been happy in centre. I've been in Parliament twice. I've never been happy there.
So am I to understand that with elections 3 months away in Punjab, you're going to contest as this leader of this Mahagathbandhan, offering yourself as a chief ministerial candidate? The Congress has Mr.
Well,
Chandu,
that is
the Aam
once-
Aadmi Party is there, and you have the Akalis. You'll have a four-cornered fight in Punjab.
No, you have Aam Aadmi, you have the Akali Dal, you have the Congress Party, 3, and we have a large organization which comprises of three parties or 4 parties perhaps, because I'd like us to be as widespread as possible, covering the entire gamut of Punjabi views. And I hope that if that happens, we will have a stable government. That's what we want.
But you've had farmers on the streets of Punjab for the last 11 months. Many of them here at the Singhu border. I want to understand from you. Those farmers are against the BJP government. They believe the Modi government has imposed laws which are anti-farmer, anti-Punjab.
Look,
are you clear on that?
One thing, let's be clear about it. I have said time and again that first there has to be an understanding with the farmers, okay? Now what that understanding is for the farmers to decide. We are not party to that. They don't want political parties to be involved in it, and I have kept myself away from this. It's for the Farmer Association to decide. Today they had a meeting in the morning, they'll have one in the afternoon, I think they were supposed to have it, and they can decide what they decide. Once it has to end someday. Can't carry on forever. Whether the government of India backs down a bit or the farmers back down a bit or how it's going to end, God alone knows. But every dispute ends in a way.
But isn't this the deal that the BJP-led government at the center gives you a sweetener by perhaps reaching out to the farmers, and then you tie up with them in the hope that you can then emerge as a leader? That's
not at all. I mean, this is absolutely, completely wrong to even think that we are involved in any way with the farmer agitation or involved with them or want anything out of them. That is not the case. I mean, I'm trying to see what is a viable organization that can be built up to take on the 2 organizations in Punjab who will be fighting us, which is the Akali Dal, Akali Dal of Mr. Badal, the Congress Party and the Aam Aadmi Party. We are going to be dealing with 3 people. Now for that, you need strength. And the strength, I feel, can be the breakaway Akali Dal and the BJP.
Which is where I come to what happened to you in the Congress. The reason that was given to us was that a majority of the MLAs were against you. They felt there was strong anti-incumbency and therefore you had to go. So the reason why you were replaced was because there was anti-incumbency. Do you go along with that theory, that do you accept that there was anger against your government?
They'll let them come, because I don't know about this 43-member list which was written to me, which was everyone's talking about.
No, in fact, they say a majority of the MLAs.
Well, which majority will come to? You will come to know in 3 months' time where the majority is.
Was this?
What was the best way of finding out?
Yes.
Instead of doing it behind my back, it wasn't it. What was this exercise that was going on? I wrote to I asked Mrs. Gandhi, I said, what is this? You're calling one by one and everybody is asked to tell Mr. Rahul Gandhi what their views are. This is a build-up to sacking me because they want to sack me for whatever reason they think best. I don't know.
Do you hold Rahul Gandhi responsible for your sacking?
No, I don't know but who's responsible for my sacking. But those MLAs who were called here were asked to talk to him. And he talked to him one by one, he talked to them. First he talked to them over the phone in Punjab. Then he talked to them here, physically, face to face. What was the purpose of this?
Why didn't
All you should have asked me, Mrs. Gandhi could have told me, please, I want you to resign. But as she did, and I said, sure.
Why didn't you go and reach out to Rahul Gandhi and resolve this?
Why should I resign? What wrong have I done? Why should I reach out to anyone? I have done my best for Punjab. I have, since I came in 2017, I have won them 8 out of 13 seats. Show me one other state which has done this. I have won all the corporations. I have won all the municipalities. I have won 82% of the panchayats. What more can I give you proof in?
And yet they chose Navjot Singh Sidhu over you.
Exactly.
In a way. Exactly. Right?
Exactly.
So is that something, have you been given an explanation as to why Sidhu was chosen?
I don't want explanations. I've done my bit. I've done it clean-heartedly. I've done my best for my state, and I will continue to do it. And I don't need to give explanations, or I don't want explanations either as to why this happened.
I am told by the Congress leadership that for the last 1 year they were sending you signals that they would like to bring about a change in guard. Were you given any signals?
I just told you 3 months ago, 3 weeks before this event, I went to see the Congress president. This fellow, Rawat, was also there.
Harish Rawat.
Harish Rawat. And I told her, I said, before I start, I said, ma'am, before we start, please accept my resignation. She said, why? I said, because I can't function in this way. I mean, you put Sidhu there, he's putting this way, I'm putting this way, you're breaking the party in two, that is not acceptable. She said, no, I want you to stay.
She said, no,
Of
I
course.
want you to stay.
Yeah, no, there's no
That's
need.
significant. You know, Navjot Singh Sidhu, when I interviewed you last, the day you were sacked, as you're calling it, you said, I am going to defeat Navjot Singh Sidhu. He is anti-national.
Yes.
Is it fair for you to call Navjot Singh Sidhu anti-national only because he's your political rival?
There are other political rivals. Have I ever called anyone anti-national? I am telling you what I know about Mr. Navjot Singh Sidhu. I don't like Navjot Singh Sidhu, and I said it then when he went to Pakistan for the swearing in of the Prime Minister. And he was in Telangana. I rang him up. I said, where are you going? Why I've heard from the papers you're going off to Pakistan. Firstly, a minister cannot go without asking his chief minister. Okay? And a chief minister can't go without asking the Prime Minister. That is normally the way things work. And I said, why? He said, I've already accepted. I said, how you accepted and why are you going? Do you know every day they are shooting people on the border? They're killing so many of our soldiers. That day, I think 10 had been killed. I said, what is this going on? He said, sir, I'll think it over. And next day he went. That's when he hugged that fellow, Bajwa, and he also made much of him. And I also heard his speech, incidentally, which I walked out on, at Kartarpur. Poor old Dr. Manmohan Singh was sitting there, and so was that Imran Khan. And he has a one standard speech. He just changes the name he started off with the same speech for Modi and the same speech for Mrs. Gandhi and for Manmohan Singh and the same speech he made for Imran Khan.
He was part of your party for the last 4 years.
Who?
Navjot Singh Sidhu.
So what? I've been part of the party for 50 years.
But he was part of your party.
Yes, but
Why did you remove him?
these things which he was doing was absolutely incorrect. I've got, how many, every day on an average you live. Last week I lost 5 boys from my regiment, 1 JSU and 4 men. And that means if for 5 days, if there's no care, it averages out to 1 or 2 a day.
Sir, Mr. Channi has replaced you. The first Dalit Sikh.
No,
Chief Minister.
Channi is a good boy.
He's a good man, right? In a way, do you see him as someone who can lead the Congress into the future?
That is not for me to say now. I'm not part of the Congress anymore. I've told you that.
Why don't you then send in your resignation to the Congress leadership?
I will send it.
Your wife is a Congress MP.
So what? I mean, my mother was the BJP MP when I was the Congress MP in Parliament. So what?
No, but why are you not? Are you wanting the Congress to sort of suspend?
No.
you from the party and remove you?
Why should they suspend me? I've been there 52 years. They can't wait for 10 days.
What is going to happen in these 10 days? What are you waiting?
Nothing. I'll send it when I feel like sending it. I'll send it.
Captain, I'm listening to you and sensing somewhere a sense of hurt.
Of course, there's a
Because
hurt.
you were with Rajiv Gandhi in Doon School. You were close to the Gandhi family. You're now going to move from the Gandhi family, presumably close to Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. Is that something you're comfortable with?
I don't see anything wrong in it. What is the matter? I mean, I don't know what other parts of other countries, the people in the other parts of the country think. As far as I'm concerned, Punjab is a very state which everyone is one family. Whether you're Hindus, Sikhs, Muslims or Christians or Buddhists or Jainis, it doesn't make a difference. You're all one. So what am I being questioned about this on?
No, it's your party leadership. Primarily your party leadership.
I
Rahul
don't
Gandhi
care.
has been very clear that the real fight has to be with the RSS and the
Then
BJP.
let him fight them. What's that got to do with me?
I sense that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra are the ones, that's what we believe, who pitched for Navjot Sidhu and not for you.
No, that's not the point. Whatever the reasoning is, it's not Navjot Sidhu or something. They
wanted a generational change.
Exactly, a generational change. That means that, despite the fact that you may have many years, productive years left ahead of you, you are sacked for a generational change. And all your 52 years of contribution to the party are forgotten.
Because let me ask you this in conclusion. You're saying, or you have a productive life ahead of you. I remember interviewing you in 2016-17 and you said this is my last election.
Yes. And I said it now also.
You had said it was your last election.
And I said it to Mrs. Gandhi.
2017.
I wrote a letter to Mrs. Gandhi just 6 months ago.
Yes.
I said, ma'am, this letter I'm writing you now, fully consciously. that I want to take the party into the election, and I want to, after that, the day my election results out, I will resign, you make whoever you wish as Chief Minister, and then I will call it quits and hang up my boots.
1 minute, I need it clear. You are saying
I
you
said-
would have you wrote to Mrs. Gandhi, you will contest the 2022 elections.
Yes.
You will win the elections for the Congress.
Yes.
And once you have won the election, you will quit politics.
Yes. Quit politics.
Quit politics, and whoever they want can be made Chief Minister.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Tell Mrs. Gandhi to show you the letter.
So you are saying that you are not interested in another term in office, but
No.
now with this Mahagathbandhan.
Why? Let me tell you why. Not Mahagathbandhan. It's something more than that. Think of this. It's not only what I feel. Since the Congress party came into government, we had a lot of infiltration from across, okay? But small type. Under the wire, somebody used to swim across the river, that sort of thing. For the last year plus, we've had drones coming in. Initially, across the river, drones drop nearby and go way back to that area. And then gradually the distance has grown. Today, the last, at least when I was there, the furthest a drone was dropped its payload was 31 kilometers from the border. Okay, I've got all those pictures here, in fact, if you want to see them. And then that became we have in the last maybe 1.5 years got about 1,200 rifles, about 1,000 pistols, nearly 50,000 rounds of ammunition, hundreds of grenades, lots of kilos of RDX. Then we've got, now they've got these different boxes for children.
So you're saying that?
No, just
you're saying that about drones and...
Please listen to the reason. Now what's that coming for? This is what we picked up. What have we not picked up? What is it coming for? Who has got it? Where have they gone? What is the objective? Nobody sends this. This is not to Manav Diwali. This has been sent here for some purpose. Sir. Now that, Rajdeep, is my point. That here, if there is somebody who understands this, what is going on, which I think I do, because my basics is the military, and then of course 9.5 years as Home Minister, and I know what's going on. I think I am required there to be able to bring this to some sort of a successful.
So you're saying that your critics are saying you're using this as an excuse for national security. They're saying the real reasons are serious allegations of corruption against your government, the anti-incumbency point which they are making.
Have a look.
They're saying, no, so this is what you showed presumably to the National Security Advisor also.
I don't have to show.
Khalistani groups from Pakistan recovered by police. But the point they make, sir, the point the Congress makes is that Captain Amrinder Singh is using this when actually there are serious charges of corruption, not acting on the sacrilege case, not acting against the drug mafia.
All right. You want a one-by-one answer? I'll give you one-by-one answer.
No, I want to know.
No, I'll tell you what the one-by-one answer. This is all bull which they are giving you. Take the sacrilege cases. Bargadi, Babalkala, Jawar-K, Kot Kapura. Okay? 19 policemen, including the DGP, Mr. Saini, and including one IG, Mr. Paramraj, are under trial. They are on bail, and 24 civilians are on bail on this issue. All 4 cases are now under trial, except Kot Kapura, because Kot Kapura, the High Court ordered a new SIT, and that new SIT is in the process of carrying out this operation. Okay? If there was corruption, who is stopping anyone from going and corrupting? You've got the Vigilance Department, you've got your these what are they called, EDs and income tax and all. Go and catch them. Who is doing any corruption there? If it is an over-corrupt government, go on.
In conclusion, Captain.
No, ask me a third one. Which was the third?
Drug mafia.
Drug mafia.
I was told that the Akalis, that you allowed the same system which was there during the Akalis to continue.
Please look at when I took over, the drug revenue to Punjab was 5 crores. Do you know that? And this time when this 31st March, at least when I left it was over 400 crores. And hopefully by the time 31st March comes, it will go higher. Now, unless corruption goes up in the next 4 months, I don't know.
So I will ask you in conclusion, Captain. Are we going to see a new innings of the Captain in 2022? In a new
I have done my...
Is this your last election, or will you fight this, win and remain for 5 years? Are you clear you can actually win?
I'm telling you, if the Mahagathbandhan wants me to carry on, I will carry on. And I will do what I'm telling you I'll do.
So no retirement now?
No, there's no retirement. I would have retired earlier. Now I'm not going to retire. I will fight this battle, and I will win it. And I will not allow Pakistan to come and interfere, and I will not allow anything like this to happen in Punjab.
Okay. Captain Amrinder Singh, you've been very clear in the way you've gone about what you're telling me. You've really poured your heart out in a way. We'll see what happens in the next few months and what happens in the next few days, in fact, but clearly plenty of turbulence in the politics of Punjab.
No, there's no turbulence. I've been through much worse turbulence. Don't forget that I have been in Punjab in the pre-1984 period when I was going at night to the Golden Temple to meet both the sons from midnight till 3 o'clock in the morning. I've seen that. I've seen the firing inside the Golden Temple at that time when both the sons were firing at each other, their people were firing at each other. I have been through the terrorist period, post that period, and I've seen 36,000 Punjabis die. And I've seen 1,700 policemen also being killed in that process.
Remember the last time
somebody
broke away from the Akalis, you were not successful.
No, that is a
You believe you can break away from the Congress, tie up with the BJP and succeed.
I wasn't successful in 1977 in the parliamentary elections also. So what? This happens. We have ups and downs. That was an election also that even Mr. Gandhi lost. Even Sanjay lost. All of us lost at that time. But these are not important things. But luckily, touch wood, I haven't lost in the last many years, and I've done 9 elections.
And you've got one more battle ahead of you.
No, one more battle. Let's see what happens. I'm still young.
You're still young. अभी तो मैं जवान हूँ.
मैं तो वही कह रहा हूँ कि लोग आज 80 साल के जवान हो सकते हैं और 50 साल के बूढ़े हो सकते हैं. How old are you?
I am 56. Sir.
But there you are. Look at your hair and look at my beard.
Captain Amrinder Singh, pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for joining me. There you have Captain Amrinder Singh bearing his heart. As I said,